Well, with the Prime Minister scheduled to address more than 30 rallies in Maharashtra and Haryana for the Assembly elections, opposition parties are now going after him for spending too much time on the campaign trail and not attending to the issue of what's going on with Pakistan. The Shiv Sena today said Mr. Modi should focus on stopping Pakistan's atrocities and that by keeping himself busy in election rallies, it undermines India's national security. That same charge also coming in from Congress and NCP leaders as well. We've got Kumar Ketkar joining us in this segment as well as Sanjay Jha of the Congress. Mr. Ketkar, to you first. Is this a valid attack that the opposition is launching? It's not the first time a sitting Prime Minister has taken part vastly in, in campaigns and election rallies. So why go after him for that?
No, actually, it's not question of going after him for that. The question is Maharashtra election really as important as to have something like 22 or 24 rallies to the extent that he is absent from Delhi in the most crucial times? It's not only a question of Pakistan attack. It's also a question of he is a Prime Minister. He has just come from US, and from the day he has come from US, he has concentrated only on Mumbai, Maharashtra elections and Haryana elections. That actually shows that he is paranoid. He is nervous that if he loses Maharashtra election or Haryana election, then it is distinctly possible it will be considered as a setback to his image. And he is one Prime Minister who is conscious constantly about the image, and he wants to maintain that image, and that's why instead of Pakistan, he wants to concentrate on Maharashtra and Haryana election.
So, Sudhindra Kulkarni, do you believe that the PM is being distracted by these election rallies, and therefore not being able to focus enough on the border? What do you think?
No, I don't think at all. You see, our national security is in no way endangered by the Prime Minister not being in Delhi. We have a very robust system to take care of our national security. The Prime Minister, in any case, is always in touch with what's happening. And these are very crucial elections. Just as others have a right to campaign, the Prime Minister also is campaigning. And this attack that he's not paying attention to national security or other national matters is unfounded. Because let's understand that this election is crucial for all political parties. And Maharashtra needs change. It has been in the grip of a very inefficient and I would say almost a useless coalition for the last 15 years. So the BJP and the Congress, all parties are campaigning, and the Prime Minister has every right to campaign as much as he wants.
So I'll take that to Sanjay Jha of the Congress. That is this a bit of a desperate political strategy then, Sanjay, from the opposition to say that security issues are being undermined, that the PM has other things to do. I mean, it's Indira Gandhi campaigned a lot when she was Prime Minister. It didn't distract her from her national duties.
Nidhi, there are 2 points here. One, I think what Kumar Ketkar made, that you had the Prime Minister absent from the country for a considerable period on his foreign tour. Now that is completely justified. But you have to also take into account the critical ministries of defense and finance and corporate affairs. Mr. Jaitley has been keeping ill health. He is now recuperating, but he's not been there in office. So, governance does become a critical issue. Now, you cannot deny that what is happening on the borders with Pakistan is a lot more grave and, tension-fueled and extremely, I would say, sensitive because it's really unprecedented. It's happening after a very, very long time. And we know that both the countries are going through a complete frozen turbulence in terms of the diplomatic relationship. So the Prime Minister keeping a complete mum on that until he's made some statement this evening, I believe. The truth is, it raises serious concerns. Now, Sudhin is completely right that as a Prime Minister, he's completely free to campaign. He's got a bankrupt state leadership. I think everybody knows that the BJP has got absolutely nothing to offer in Maharashtra. I disagree with Sudhin when he talks of 15 years, because Sudhin is insulting the people of Maharashtra because they voted this coalition twice over, so 10 years is justified. He can criticize it for the last 5 years, but we completely disagree with him on that as well. I think the crucial thing here is there is a lot of political desperation. I'll agree with Kumar Ketkar here. The bypoll results have shaken up the BJP, and Mr. Modi is trying to capitalize on the dwindling political fortunes of his so-called brand image till he thinks it lasts.
Okay.
And therefore, he's going all out to see whatever he can encash.
Okay,
I
so-
mean, that's a hard political reality.
Okay, before I get Sambit's response, because I know Sambit's dying to jump in, I want to ask Mr. Sikesi saying that, you know, as a diplomat, does the Prime Minister's activity in election rallies really hurt the day-to-day functioning of a government? You tell us from your experience in a situation like this.
No,
would it?
look, it is a different Prime Minister. It's a Prime Minister who likes to reach out to the public, who's speaking to the public. He's entitled to that. But I think probably what is required is he needs a full pack of cards. He needs senior ministers handling ministries who are fit and able to handle them. And then probably also a system, I don't know if it exists, needs to be there where he can video conference or teleconference or get in touch with his ministers and be in touch with them. I don't know whether that's continuously. And you need a CCS. We haven't seen the Cabinet Committee on Security meet. We had the Air Chief come out today. We had something about...
Mr. Jaitley's been unwell for so
etc.
long, so the
So
CCS is two ministries
yeah, so
there
therefore
gone.
a CCS which is seen as actively, and in today's time and age, PM doesn't have to be physically in Delhi for the CCS to be. You can have a secure communication network where he can be anywhere in India or anywhere in the world for that matter, as the US president is. I think we need that kind of absolutely modern level of communication where Mr. Modi's preference to be out campaigning can be combined with Modi, the Prime Minister.
But then, of course, the question is that we don't know, frankly, how he is in touch with his officials. He obviously is. And
but
whether...
in a democracy, it's good to be not only doing things,
But
but to be also seen
to be
doing
doing
them.
things. So
And that's why you remember President
Yeah.
Obama, Bin Laden raid, there's a photograph
of him
the
watching.
room where
Yeah.
everybody was sitting. After the raid, they released it because you reassure the public that those that you have elected are actually looking after the
So,
thing.
Sambit Patra, is that the problem, as Ambassador KC Singh says, that you also need to show that, yes, Mr. Modi is having late night meetings, if that is indeed the case, he's been in touch with officials, that kind of information needs to come out.
Nidhi, first and foremost, let me begin by a rhetoric saying that I was not dying to jump in any time in the debate because I believe that I should not jump into dirt where the Congress has already spread a lot of dirt in it. But by the way, coming to the topic proper, first and foremost, it's not that the Prime Minister is in any way distracted by the campaign. It is otherwise. The Congress and the opponents are distracted by the presence of the Prime Minister because they know their dream of loot cannot be fulfilled today once Mr. Modi is present in their domain. Secondly, and most importantly, any expert would surely say, why you don't need me to say that Mr. Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of the country need not pick up a gun and go and fight on the border. He need to strategize, he need to lend his vision to the Indian army, the vision to his cabinet, which he is successfully doing, and that's the reason as to why we are seeing the kind of forceful retaliation that is taking place on the borders, and the Pakistani dispensation is almost on the knees. Thirdly, I would like to remind the Congress spokesperson over here that there is a word called as multitasking, which naturally they would not understand because they had someone like Manmohan Singh ji and they have someone like Rahul Gandhi, so they would not understand what multitasking is. And as far as Kumar Ketkar saying that Mr. Modi is too much concerned about his image, I believe his image is already made. Why should he be concerned about something which is already made, which is already proved, which people have approved it through a mandate that was historical? If someone is concerned about the image, then it should be the Congress party and the people, the opinion pundits who were proven wrong during these elections. So we have no image concern. Our prime image is India's image, which we are protecting.
Okay, 1 second. I want to though take off on a political question that has been raised in this. And Mr. Kulkarni, I'll take that to you first. I think Kumar Ketkar in a sense raised that initially. That is the BJP and Mr. Modi in particular staking a lot on this Maharashtra election. Perhaps too much. What do you think? In terms of, you have the PM himself, who is obviously the face of the government of the BJP, addressing more than 20 rallies in Maharashtra alone. And, is that a gamble that they're also taking, especially after the breakup with the Sena?
No, you see, after the tragic demise of Gopinath Munde, it is indeed a fact that the BJP in Maharashtra is lacking a pan-Maharashtra leader. And therefore, to some extent, Modi's presence in the election has acquired a much higher profile than it otherwise would have. And he's also having to spend much more time. but that's understandable because Maharashtra is a very crucial state. You know, I want to go back to this point that for 15 years, this state has really been very badly governed. The two coalitions, and in fact here even the BJP has a lot to answer for, because the BJP and the Shiv Sena have been, you know, in Mumbai Municipal Corporation for so many years, and the BJP has not really distinguished itself by providing good governance. Now there is hope, at least this is the projection of the Prime Minister, that he is here for good governance, and he wants to present this message to the people of Maharashtra by having as many rallies as he can, and I think, you know, he has every right to do so. The opposition parties in fact should be focusing on governance issues, on issues of development, rather than personalizing their campaign.
Well, you know, it's always a personality-driven campaign. We've seen that since the Lok Sabha elections, and when Mr. Modi gets involved, it does become so much about him. So, Mr. Ketkar, you know, what Mr. Kulkarni says is, don't dismiss this as just another assembly election. This is an important election, and obviously the BJP will want to project its best campaigner and its best face. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong. I never questioned his holding rallies. I do not question that he has to be in Delhi all the time. I entirely agree with Surindu that we have a system, robust system. I also agree that today's modern communication systems can actually give him an opportunity to be anywhere in the world, anywhere in India, and even campaigning. That is not the point. The point is he does not apparently trust the BJP leadership in Maharashtra, as well as he doesn't care for the Cabinet Coordination Committee meetings in Delhi. In any case, he has sidelined the Cabinet. Mr. Arun Jaitley is the Finance and Defence Minister. He was not seen. He is not seen, of course, because he was very ill. But that is not the point. Point is, has he generally been seen discussing any issue with the Cabinet or any issue with the Maharashtra state leadership? Everything is imposed on Maharashtra state leadership. Only one small point. Every time the comparison is made with Indira Gandhi, the people who opposed Indira Gandhi exactly for this, those who are quoting Indira Gandhi's reference for Narendra Modi are forgetting that they opposed and condemned Indira Gandhi and criticized Indira Gandhi exactly for these reasons. And now they are promoting Narendra Modi and propagating his style of functioning exactly on the same lines. I don't understand.
Sambit has a quick response, and then Sanjay, I'll give you a chance to come in. You're saying it's because of the personality cult that has developed around him. Sambit, yes.
Just a line for Mr. Ketkar. Mr. Ketkar says that we were opposing Indira Gandhi for exactly this. No, Mr. Ketkar. We were opposing Indira Gandhi because she was the one who was responsible for subversion of democracy during emergency. And just exactly opposite to what Indira Gandhi stood for. Mr. Modi stands for the health of democracy, and that's the reason as to why he's campaigning far and wide. Remember, they are diametrically opposite.
One second, Mr. Ketkar, I'll give you a chance.
Mr. Ketkar, let me complete.
One second,
Mr. Ketkar, let me complete.
Mr. Ketkar, let him finish. Let him finish. I'll come back to you. I promise I'll come back to you.
Mr. Ketkar, let me complete. Diametrically opposite personalities cannot be compared. Mrs. Indira Gandhi stood for subversion of democracy. Mr. Modi stands for democracy. That's the reason as to why he's extensively campaigning.
Sambit, I think Mr. Ketkar is saying you misunderstood what he was trying to say. Yes, Mr. Ketkar, and then to Sanjay. Yes, Mr. Ketkar.
I think it is a very simple thing. Emergency came in 1975 following the call to the army and the police. And also after the massive railway strike in 1974, Mrs. Gandhi became Prime Minister in 1966. And the attack on Mrs. Gandhi, for the same reason that she is trying to control the party and so-called control the entire cabinet and control everything, began in 1969. At that time it was Jan Sangh, and Jan Sangh was part of the Grand Coalition, Grand Alliance in 1971. In 1971, when there was no emergency at all and Mrs. Gandhi was hugely popular, they condemned her for so-called authoritarianism. And now when actual authoritarianism is in practice in India, they are protecting the authoritarianism. When Indira Gandhi in 1971, we knew all the ministers who were holding meetings, we knew everything that was happening in Delhi.
For everybody, 1 second, Sanjay. The point is that at the end of the day, Mr. Modi is the BJP's most effective campaigner, and that is something that you have to acknowledge after the Lok Sabha results. You're already on a weak footing in Maharashtra, and therefore now to attack him for being distracted from his national duties and so on seems to be a bit of a stretch, many would say.
Nidhi, there's been a lot of rhetoric on your panel right now, but let me tell you the hard reality of why Mr. Modi is campaigning. He won, he's become a prime minister on his flaky, fraudulent Gujarat model. But now when you look at the actual economic indicators, the measurable data, whether it's foreign direct investment, growth rate, growth of industry, agricultural productivity, employment, jobs, healthcare, education, Haryana and Maharashtra are far ahead of Gujarat on all comparable indices.
Sanjay, elections
Mr.
are over,
Modi is
come out
aware
of
of that.
Gujarat.
He's
There are
aware
some-
of the limitations of his so-called
One second.
How long
bravado
are you
and
going to stay in
rhetoric.
Gujarat,
Mr.
Sanjay?
Patra, kindly give me some minutes, please,
yes.
instead of interrupting. So the truth is that what you're witnessing at the moment, this interruption of the BJP spokesperson, is a manifestation of that
interruption. I was just
insecurity.
trying to take you
And
out
that's
of
the reason
Gujarat,
why
you know.
Mr.
You have
Modi
been
is in
staying
this
in
very
Gujarat for
panic
so
mode.
long.
He's free to do what
I
he
thought you
likes.
should go out for
But
a
let me
vacation.
also answer one point of Mr. Patra's rather sweeping generalization. Mr. Modi in 4 months is already the personification of a man who's destroying India's institutions methodically.
Sanjay, better teach Rahul Gandhi what
but
is the
it
difference
getting
between
exposed
Prime
by the
Minister
day
and
by the
LOP
media and by civil
than
society.
trying to
So
teach
please
me
do not
anything.
block people. Please do not use
Sanjay,
the media
please
platform
teach Rahul
to
Gandhi
be as
what is the difference
disingenuous
between
and
Prime
distortionist
Minister
like your
and
Prime
leader of
Minister.
opposition.
All right. Forget about
That would
talks
put
between
you
India
into
and
a better
Pakistan. I
use.
wish there would be some kind of a ceasefire between the Congress and the BJP at least tonight. So I'm going to leave it at that because I'm out of time. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us. We have plenty of time, Sambit, to go back to this debate because the Maharashtra election is still about a week away. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us tonight. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Goodbye.